Hey, hey, hey. Hey, y'all. It's so funny to me that I'm a New Yorker and I say y'all. It was those 11 years of living in North Carolina that kind of just got me. But anywho, and anyhow, today I wanted to talk to you about whether or not you should visit Thailand. I know Thailand is a hot spot, has been for a very long time. And because I've been there so many times, I want to discuss Thailand with you and some of the places that I've been when I'm there. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't been everywhere, but I want to share some of my favorite spots in Thailand. So stay tuned for that. Now, for my regular intro. Yeah, baby. Okay. If this is your first time joining me on Wonderfully Me, I want to say thank you for coming and you are welcome. If you are returning, then I'm saying, what's up, family? Oh, yeah, because you know that's what you are to me. You are, and not only just family, you're my fave, my absolute fave. And I'm so glad that you're here. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. Okay? So I'm going to get right into it because Thailand is a place that I spent a lot of time and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Now, I can tell you some stories about Thailand um, of, you know, just like any place. There's, okay, no place is perfect. And I can tell you that being a foreigner, or as they like to say, farang in Thailand. Sometimes you run into a little challenge here and there, but it's no different than traveling any place what anybody would experience, right? So in Bangkok specifically, them taxi drivers will try to get you. They don't want to put the meter on. They want to take you the long way. They try to give you these crazy prices because they think you made a money, right? Because you're a foreigner. That's the reality. I've heard that so many times said about other places like in Africa or something, and as if it's this unusual phenomenon, but it happens everywhere, and Thailand is no exception. Okay, so just be on the lookout, especially for those tuk-tuks that are all really brightly colored and lights and all that kind of stuff. When you're in Bangkok, taxis and tuk-tuks, they try to get you. They really do. They do. It is what it is. It's up to you to be like, nope. If I don't have a meter, I'm not riding. Or use other apps like Uber and Grab when you're there, so that you know exactly what you're gonna pay. All right, so you don't have to go through that. That's my suggestion. But as far as Thailand goes, I absolutely love it. I love the fact that as a person who's carrying a U.S. passport, I can go there without a visa and you can stay for 30 days. If you apply for a visa before you leave home, you can actually uh, get the visa and stay for 60 days. So, or if you go there for the 30 days on the tourist visa and you get in, you can usually extend for 30 more days. That is also very possible to do. With the U.S. passport, it's fairly easy, but it's a little cumbersome. You don't necessarily want to do it. So, kind of, I would suggest knowing in advance whether or not you want to stay for a long time or not, so you can do what you want to do. Um, some of the places that I've been that I uh, absolutely love. I do love Bangkok. Bangkok is wonderful. It's a very busy city. It's a very densely populated city. It has some of the best malls I've ever seen in my life. Some great food, restaurants. I mean, Michelin star, like hawker stalls, like unbelievable, you know, street food that has Michelin stars. Like you can get some good stuff, really good stuff, and really well priced meals and things when you're in Thailand. The food is good. One thing I want to tell everybody is that just because you like spicy food does not mean that you can handle Thailand spicy. Thailand spicy is a totally different situation. Don't fool yourself, because you will find out real quick that Thailand spicy, like native spicy, and the spicy that you're used to that you get at home and you think you can do spicy, that is not the same. I'm going to tell you before, take my advice. Tell them you want like no more than 1 or 2 chilies, and that's already going to be hot, very hot. But I'm telling you, they will throw a handful. One of my favorite foods there is sometime, and it's like a papaya. It's a green papaya salad, and I'm here to tell you that that stuff, if you turn your head and or you forget to tell them, like, very little chilies, they will throw a whole handful in there and you will not be able to eat it. You will not be able to eat it. You not built like that. Don't even act like you are. There's very few people who can manage it. I'm just saying. I think they start eating chilies as babies. So you do yourself a favor. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Do yourself a favor. Some of the places that I have visited, I had to write it down because I couldn't remember every place. That's the thing about when you're there for a long time and you kind of are exploring. You go to a lot of small towns, and I don't remember every place. I remember like Lopburi, because Lopburi is like the monkey town, and they have all these monkeys are just running free and all in your stuff, and will jump on your head, take your glasses, and anything shiny. Yeah, I know. I remember Lopburi, but I did some tours in Ayutthaya, which is only maybe like an hour and a half, I think, outside of Bangkok. So you can do it like a day trip if you're staying in Bangkok. And there are a lot of like historical sites that it's going to take you to in Ayutthaya, which was really interesting. Kanchanaburi, where they have some elephant sanctuary places. Mesat, that's very close to the border for Myanmar. Hua Hin, Hua Hin is a beach town, and a lot of expats from other countries go there and stay there. So, I mean, there is some nightlife for younger people. I'm not saying there isn't, but I think the vibe is a little bit older in Hua Hin, and that's my opinion. And I have been there many times. Pattaya, yes, okay, and Pattaya is another place. Now, I know some people say that Pattaya is like a little bit on the seedy side, but in my last visit there, I stayed in very nice hotels, and I had a good time. I personally am not looking for the seedy side of things, so I didn't really experience that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist there, because on pretty much all of the walking streets, you have these sort of passport bros and elderly folk out there looking for a young chickadee or whatever. It's a sad situation, but anyway, you can find that, okay? And so it is quite well. Thank you. I feel like here lately, when I'm making videos, there's always a siren in the background. Now this is a fire truck, okay? But anyway, as I move on, Pai. I went to Pai. It's up in the north, and it's sort of like a little hippie town or whatever. But the thing is, the adventure of Pai is getting there. And you come from Chiang Mai and you're going up to Pai, and Pai is hilarious. There's like several hundred turns. If you don't know what it's like to be on one of them sort of rides that kind of goes around and around and makes you feel real dizzy, yeah, take that ride up to Pi and you'll know. It's an experience. It's an experience. So is it worth it? Like I said, it's kind of like a hippie town. They kind of hang out. Like, folks go up there to do shrooms and all kind of stuff. I'm not suggesting you go. I'm just telling you what you might experience. But it's like it's a favorite place of like backpackers. So if you want to go to Pi, go to Pi. I did go there. Where else have I gone? So then you can go down to the south into the island. So you go down to like Phuket, Koh Phi Phi, Koh Samui, Koh Lanta. Yeah. If you want the beach life, that sort of island life, absolutely. If you want like the party stuff, Koh Phi Phi, Koh Phangan, you're gonna get the party experience. Now, if you want something a little bit more laid back, like I like, Koh Lanta was for me. It is not as developed. There are some nice, like, quaint little spots to stay at, but there's still the good night markets. There's still wonderful local people. It's still a good time. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Koh Phi Phi and Koh Phangan, like, the Koh Phangan is known for having these full moon parties, and especially for younger people, like, that really might be the enticement. For me, the crowd, the folks just doing everything under the sun, like, maybe not so much. As you get a little older, your expectations change, and so do your desires. So, not necessarily for me, but they are wonderful places. And I want to say this, as far as getting, like, the bang for your buck in Thailand, overall, you get a huge bang for your buck. So if you spend like $50 on a hotel room, typically $50 is going to get you a nice hotel room. You're not getting a nice hotel room anywhere in the United States for $50, period. Period. And $50 typically will get you a nice hotel room. If you're willing to spend $100, oh yeah, you're going to get some premium travel experience. Because one thing I can say about Thais, the Thai culture is very welcoming. They're always smiling. They do hospitality very well. They do hospitality very well. And especially in the hospitality industry, those people tend to speak very good English. So if you feel like that's an issue that you're worried about with Thailand, typically when you go to a hotel and such, they speak usually multiple languages, and you usually don't have a problem. So if you are really going for a really laid back experience, you want something that's kind of close to nature, or you want something that's even party town or whatever, you can find all those things in Thailand, and at a good price. The food is priced well, the hotel rooms are priced well, the activities are typically priced well, and you can enjoy. Some of my favorite places that I've also been have been Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, and Sukhothai. So Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai are not that far apart, and I know that I booked a really nice bus, like I don't want to say luxury bus, but it was a little higher end bus to take me between Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai and my group, and we absolutely loved it. It's beautiful, the scenery. But I will tell you that there's a certain time of the year, which I don't remember exactly when it is, so check. But when they are burning the crops, and trust me, when they're burning, like after the harvesting season is over and they're burning the crops, that's when they have a lot of smoke. It's a lot of smoke. So you have to kind of look out for that. Try to pay attention so that you know in advance when that's going to be. You don't want to be the one to get caught during the time when when they're burning. And if you just happen to be there during that time, then at the very least wear a mask, in order to avoid as much of that as possible. Okay. Where else? Oh, Sukhothai. So one of the things that I had done for a couple of years, I'm not sure if I went 2 or 3 times in Chiang Mai, is they have the Lantern Festival. It's very well known, and it's a beautiful sight to see. But I know that they were changing some rules because of having so many, like hundreds of thousands of lanterns being released, these paper lanterns. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm just struggling. But these lantern festivals happen typically in November, and you can check when the next one is if you want to be there for that. And Chiang Mai is a great place for that. I'm sorry. Whew. But we decided the last time to not stay in Chiang Mai for the full length of time of the Lantern Festival. It usually lasts a few days. We went down to Sukhothai. And I have to tell you that this was a much smaller town, and the experience that you were able to get for this Lantern Festival was phenomenal. Sorry. I don't know how to edit, so I won't be able to cut that out. I'm working on learning. Excuse me. But if you have a chance, do try to check out Sukhothai. Chiang Rai, they have some of the most beautiful, beautiful temples. The white temple, they have a white temple, a blue temple, and a black temple in Chiang Rai. So if you have a chance to go to Chiang Rai, do that. And also they have other festivals and things in the area. Wonderful. In Chiang Mai, my favorite temple, I don't want to say it wrong, but I think it's Dosatep. Dosatep. I think that might be it. It sits really high. And if you don't want to walk all those steps, they do have an elevator. I'm just going to tell you that. I didn't know the first time, but it's a lot of stuff. That's one thing that I want to tell you about the visits to temples are amazing. The visits to temples are amazing in Thailand. Some of them have the hugest Buddhas you will ever see, and they're gold and they're beautiful, or they're white and they're beautiful, and it's just amazing. The temples are phenomenal. But one thing that you need to know is that if you're going to go to a temple, that you have to be modestly dressed. That's no shorts, no tank tops. So you would have to have your shoulders covered, no deep cleavage, nothing like belly out or anything, like no crop tops, no short shorts. So oftentimes, you know, they'll have someone outside there that's selling like sarongs or something that you can wrap around your, you know, your waist and over your shoulders to cover, because covering is being respectful. Another thing that you should know is that you are not allowed to touch a monk. Don't try to touch a monk, especially women. Do not try to touch a monk. That is a big no-no. Okay? Yeah. So it is a wonderful cultural experience. I highly recommend people going. It is, like I said, you get a great bang for your buck. It is probably something you've never experienced before if you've never been to, Southeast Asia. So I'm just going to say, if you have the opportunity to do so, go. The most expensive thing that you will encounter is your flight. That's the most expensive thing. Everything else is going to be very reasonable. And there's so many activities. There's so many things to see. If you like the mountains, they have it. If you like the beaches, they have it. If you like the cities, they have it. Like, there's so much that you can do when you're there. So I think I've named a good portion of the places I've been there. I'm sure that there are others, smaller towns that I was in, like Singbury. I spent a lot of time there, and the little villages that are outside of Singbury, but it's a beautiful country. For the most part, the roads are good. The little side roads, little tertiary roads, those tend to be narrow, and you may have to, if you're driving, you may have to like pull to the side so another vehicle can pass, that kind of thing. Most people are getting around on motorbikes. Whole families are getting around on motorbikes. That's the number one mode of transportation. So I would say it's a wonderful experience. If you have an opportunity to do so, check out Thailand. That I highly, highly recommend Thailand as a great place to go. And yes, even as a person of color, I don't have anything really negative to say. I will say that I have been to a night market or two where it was like me coming through was like the parting of the Red Sea, like where people were, I guess in awe of seeing a black woman coming through there, or maybe also because I'm tall and big, and most Thai people are much more petite or whatever, and I know for a fact that because in Southeast Asia it's a big problem of a lot of folks using a lot of products for whitening, to whiten their skin so they can be lighter. They have this this obsession with really white skin. Like everything is snail white, pearl white, whitener, brightener, lightener, in everything from soap to baby powder to, I'm just telling you, this whitener in everything, deodorant, lotion, shaving cream, like you name it, there's lightener, brightener, whitener, and everything. So Be aware of that. So I know that there were some people who felt like because I was, dark, that like, oh, like I don't want to touch her, like it's gonna rub off or something. I know that was the case, but for the most part, Thai people are so welcoming and so loving and caring, and will pretty much give you the shirt off their back. Now it won't fit you, but they'll give you the shirt off their back. I have nothing but great things to say. I have many great Thai friends that I love dearly, and I feel very fortunate. And I would go back to Thailand again and again and again, and I suggest you do so too. Anyway, now down to the business of YouTube. If you have gotten this far and you haven't done the like, comment, share business, what are you waiting for? Let's get to it. Because Mr. First Name Algo, Last Name Rhythm is not going to do anything to push this video forward unless you do those things. You are the one who lets Algo Rhythm know that this is valuable information. And yes, they should share it with others, okay? So I would highly, highly appreciate you doing that for me. It would be wonderful. And if per chance you haven't done so already, subscribe. For sure. Why not? As I always like to say, it means the world to me that I get to share my world with you. And traveling is my world. Meeting people and helping people, that's my passion. I live for this. I literally live for this. So being able to share this information with you is not because I know more than everybody else. Good old Google exists for everybody. But I'm just trying to share it with you from firsthand knowledge and experience of being there many, many times. And I'm hoping that this will give you the encouragement that you might need in order for you to go where you need to go and do what you need to do, whatever that is, okay? So, I also like to tell you in every video to do good wherever you go. Be sure that you do good and be better. Meaning be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday, and an even better version tomorrow, okay? This is my fervent wish for everyone, that we all continue to make progress, to learn and to grow, and to be the best versions of ourselves possible. Okay, so now this is where I get to the end. I do like my Carol Burnett. I'm so glad we had this time together. Just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. So, my so long goes like this. Until the next time, ciao for now.